Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hello, how are you? It's Lee here. I am, of course, 1/3 of the Free Hammers, the best West Ham YouTube channel out there. Other channels are available, of course, but this is obviously the best. I'm here today bringing you our preview of our Europa League tie coming up this week. We'll get to that in a second. Just quickly, I hope you're all enjoying the gorgeous weather that we're having here in London and probably around the UK and in Europe, wherever you are. I hope you're doing really well, enjoying the summer, having a bit of a holiday and looking forward to the start of the season coming up in a couple of weeks. Got the Europa League tie, of course, Juventus, and then we really get down to business against Chelsea before cracking on with our start of life in the Olympic Stadium proper when Bournemouth come to visit on the following Sunday. Lots to look forward to. Season tickets being dispatched this week, apparently. Hope they're landing on your doorstep too, and I'm sort of waiting like a dog underneath the letterbox for mine, and of course that comes with a bit of a welcome pack as well. So lots of excitement, lots of stuff happening in the next couple of weeks. If you're a West Ham fan, Cameron Brady's put a message actually on the official site, check that out. If you're like me and excited about the move to the stadium, everything I read about it just gets me a bit more excited, twinged with a slight bit of apprehension that something's not going to quite be right about it, but let's wait and see, let's be positive. Anyway, today we play, today I'm looking at our Europa League opponents, who of course are NK Domzale, and we play them in the tongue-tying title of the Europa League third qualifying round, first leg. Of course, we're entering 3 rounds later than we did last season, when of course we played Lusitanos, Berkakura, before finally going out against Astra. We didn't take it overly serious last season, obviously with it being Bilic's first year. This year, fingers crossed, we take it a bit more serious and we get ourselves to the group stage. Hopefully we've got a great chance. Anyway, so this Thursday, the 28th of July, we play NK Domzale. Kickoff time is 8:45 if you're in Slovenia or in the neighbouring countries. Be back here in the UK, it's a 7:45 kickoff. Not sure they've announced about the TV, if any TV channels are showing it yet, but I suspect it'll be on either BT Sport or Premier Sport, which are our pre-season friendlies have just been on, and our couple of games last season were on that channel as well. That's what I suspect anyway. The match isn't being played at Domzale's home ground. It's being played in the capital, Ljubljana, in a stadium called the Stadion Stolice. Apologies if my pronunciations aren't quite right there. It's a nice stadium, actually. I've had a look. It's modern, it's all enclosed, looks quite nice. And we've got 1,500 tickets. Whether we sell that many or not remains to be seen. Tickets are £18, which is nice and reasonable. But it's a big ask. You don't get much notice with these ties. You sort of only had a week to sort of plan the trip and get a hotel and pay the last minute airfare, which will set you back about £300. An expensive trip, and fair play to anyone going out and spending that money. I did it last year. I went to Andorra to when we played Lusitanos. Fantastic trip. So it's highly recommended to follow West Ham in Europe if you haven't done it yet. Safe trip to anyone going out there. Make sure you check the travel advice, which is on the internet, to make sure you're fully ready to get out there. So as I say, our opponents are NK Domzale. Now, what do we know about NK Domzale? Not a lot, to be honest. I've done a bit of research. Their manager is called Luka Elsner, and for our friends on the continent, I apologise for my bad pronunciations throughout this next few minutes. As I say, they're a top-flight side in Slovenia. They've won the league twice, they've won the Super Cup twice, and they've won the Slovenian Cup once. So, a decent bit of history backing them up there. And they've played in the Europa and the UEFA League quite a few times, and they've played in the qualifying rounds of the Champions League as well. So a bit of European pedigree as well, albeit haven't got to the group stages or very far when they won group stages. The most significant thing, perhaps, is that the Slovenian League is actually already underway. So without a doubt they're going to have superior fitness than us. They've probably been back in pre-season a lot longer than us. They've played 2 games in the league, they've drawn 1 and they've won 1, and they're sitting 3rd at the moment. They've obviously played 4 Europa League ties. They actually beat Lusitanos themselves, actually, who, as I've mentioned a couple of times, we played last year. And then they also beat, in the last round, the Belarusian side, Shakhtar Solgoisk, or something like that. I think is how you say it. So they've got a fair bit of fitness behind them. They play quite a few games that'll make it difficult. I think it'll be quite hot out there during the match. There'll be in a later kickoff. Hopefully the sun would have settled by then. In terms of Danger Man, I'm not going to stand here and pretend that I know loads of things about the starting 11 of the Slovenian side, but I've had a look, and Slobodan Vuk scored 2 goals at the weekend, so he's probably hit a bit of form. That's probably their danger man, I guess. We'll put that as their danger man, Slobodan Vuk. Look out for the name. Hopefully our defence will keep him nice and quiet. Right, on to the visitors, of course, which is our team, West Ham. As you all know, it's our second season in the Europa League qualified rounds in a row, second season in a row, so we've obviously been in Europe a lot more times than that. I think it's fair to say that we're probably more deserving of the place this year. Kind of snuck in last year with the fair play thing. It's a bit of a farce, if you ask me, and in fact it's gone now. They don't do that anymore. So yeah, so we finished, we did a decent league season, got in via the league, again, sort of through the back door of United winning the cup, but anyhow, we're there. We've been playing quite a lot of pre-season games. We've had quite a heavy schedule, actually. Interestingly, not played any games back in the UK, which I've never known that for West Ham. I mean, I tend to go to all the pre-season games when they're here, and we haven't had any. We obviously went straight out to the States, got battered 3-0 and drew 2-2. They came home for a little while and then went off to Austria, where they've had a mixed bag of results, a 2-2 draw, a 3-0 defeat against Rubin Kazan. And finally on Saturday just gone, of course, we played Karlsruhe, Bilic's old side, and we beat them 3-0. I thought we'd play some really nice stuff in that, and I think I'll get into the team in a moment, but I think it'll be a similar team to that one. Looking at pre-season, you can't read much into the form. It's all about fitness. It's all about getting sort of new squad members integrated within the squad, getting the camaraderie going, and in an ideal world, not picking up any injuries. And we'll come on to a significant injury in a second. But let's look at the team that I think will play. And as I say, I think it'll be a similar, perhaps 1 or 2 changes to what played on Saturday. So in goal will be Darren Randolph. If he does stay with us, and he's obviously been linked away after a decent World Cup and a decent Cup performance with us last year, he'll stay. If he does stay, he'll play all the Cup games. So I'm almost certain that he'll be in goal. The back 4 worries me. I think we can be exposed definitely in the full-back areas, but I think Antonio will play at right back. There's no question about that. It'll be Winston Reid at centre-half. Now, the other centre-half, I think it'll be Norvelt, but there's a small chance, I guess, that Reece Burke could come in as well and play this. I think it'll be one of those two. So it'll be Reid plus either Burke or Norvelt. And then, it's terrible, really, the Cresswell injury. He's been so consistent. What's he missed, like 1 game, 2 games in the last 2 seasons since he signed for us from Ipswich? And it is gutting that he looks like he could miss a large chunk of this coming season. It's a massive loss. We're going to have to go into the transfer market to replace him. I think if Lewis Page was fit, he would have played. He's a youngster who played in the Europa League last season and looks a real prospect. I think he's injured as well, so terrible time for him. He could have had an opportunity and he's not going to be able to take it by the looks of it. I think, and this is from no sort of inside knowledge whatsoever, I think Sam Byron will play at left back in this game, which is what worries me about being exposed across the defence. It's only really Winston Reid, or Norvelt has played quite a bit at centre half, but he's predominantly a defensive midfielder, so it worries me that. The midfield certainly doesn't worry me. I think it'll be Tor, of course, the captain, Mark Noble, the beast that is Cheku Kiarte, and Faguli, who has impressed me massively in pre-season. I'm really excited for him being on one wing, Torre being in the other, with the fullbacks bombing behind. Antonio certainly would have been Cresswell, unfortunately not anymore for now. And it's those crosses which will be finding Andy Carroll, finally staying fit throughout a pre-season, scored a couple of goals. It's his first pre-season, proper pre-season since we signed him, so let's hope that pays dividends and he goes on to have an injury-free season. How good would that be for Andy Carroll to play 30-odd games this season? I really, really hope so, because I've said it on the podcast many times, there's nothing like him in the Premier League. He's all arms, we need Andy Carroll fit if we're going to have a good season, regardless if we go and sign a £30 million striker that's looking less and less every day, obviously. We need Andy Carroll to be fit to have a good season. He is a brilliant plan B. And alongside him, originally I thought it would be Anna Valencia, but then I thought if he plays, he'll become cup tied, and if we've got plans to sell him, that of course decreases his value. Maybe a risk they want to take. It may put off other Europa League teams trying to buy him. I think he can still play in the Champions League if he plays in the Europa League. I'm not 100% sure on that though. So I think it will be Valencia, but if that does come into Bilic's or maybe the Sullivan and Gold's minds, Ashley Fletcher might get a start. This kid looks like a real prospect. He's again, it's hard to judge because we're not playing Premier League sides in these friendlies, but he looks like a player that likes to get into the 6-yard box, good in the air, got a bit of know-how about him. His goal on Saturday, he was sort of in at the back post, just attack in, and that's what we've missed from our team really, is a player that just wants to stand in the 6-yard box and put the ball in the back of there, Cotti and Defoe-esque. So let's hope that he gets a run this season. My prediction for the game is I think Domzale will sit back. I think it's going to be down to us to break him down, despite being the away side. As always, it's a bit of a cliche, but an early goal is so key in this match. If we get one, I think we'll have a comfortable evening. I think, I'd definitely take a draw. To bring back this 2-legged tie. A draw away from home is always a great result in that scenario. But I'm going for a 2-0 victory, and I'm going for Carroll, and I'm going for a Mark Noble penalty. I'm going to be that specific to say that we will win the game 2-0 and then come back, and then the second leg hopefully could be a bit of a party as we open our brand new fantastic stadium. That's it from me. Don't forget to like and subscribe somewhere around the bottom of the screen or the top of the screen somewhere. Paul, our editor, will put something in, I guess. Make sure you check out our other videos. Podcast will film soon. I'll be back next week, of course, to do a preview of the second leg. Let's hope that we get a good result. Let's hope that some form of striker signs. Let's hope Aaron Cresswell's injury is not as bad as it seems. And of course, keep believing. Bye for now.